Welcome to Clocking In, Voices of NC Manufacturing. I'm your host, Phil Mintz, Director of the North Carolina Manufacturing Extension Partnership, otherwise known as NCMEP. My role is to drive outreach to NC manufacturers, build relationships to federal and state leaders, and coordinate efforts to drive profitable manufacturing growth in North Carolina. Throughout my time working closely with manufacturers, I have heard the most quirky, curious, and memorable stories. I wanted to turn these stories into a podcast so that others may hear and be informed and inspired. From humble beginnings to manufacturing titans, from tragedy to triumph, I will be interviewing some of these manufacturers who have made North Carolina manufacturing the powerhouse that it is today. Teijin Automotive is a division of the renowned Teijin Group. It stands at the forefront of automotive technology and materials innovation. With a commitment to sustainability, safety, and cutting-edge design, Teijin Automotive is revolutionizing the way we think about automotive manufacturing. In their automotive manufacturing plant in Lenior, North Carolina, Teijin Automotive is doing compression molding, specializing in components for automotive and transportation industry. It supplies parts for renowned companies such as GM, Chrysler, and Toyota. But we're here to talk to them mostly today about their Our Way initiative that's boost employee engagement and lots of other things. I'm sitting down today with the plant manager of Teijin in Lenior, Tracy Gray, and also Ryan Biddick, the continuous improvement manager in Lenior. So how you guys doing today?
Doing great, thank you.
Yeah. So it's always fun to find out where we might see your stuff. So where in my car might I see something you make in the Lenior plant?
A lot of Lenior's components are under hood type components or structural. We do have parts that go on refuse trucks like fire trucks, trash trucks, for example, the Mack trucks. We make the doors. So if you see one of those vehicles going down the road, you'll see our doors on those. With Teijin, in fact, overall, if you see one that people are very familiar with is the Corvette. So on a Corvette, when you see something that's painted, the color, whatever's red, blue, green, that's a Teijin product. Yeah,
wow.
Quarter panels, fenders, roofs.
So how many Corvettes are being made these days? Is there a lot of those still out there?
Yeah, there's a lot, yeah.
Yes, it's not all nostalgic. They still make brand new ones.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So our write-up about your award, it talks about in 2020 you found the need for revitalization. I guess a lot of people did with the pandemic and everything's going on and having to figure out what to do with your workforce. Can you talk about how the Our Way program got started?
Yeah, so actually we met as a team internally in Lenior, all the management team, Tracy, our plant manager, and as Tracy put it in one of our quotes, the operating system we had in place was starting to get stale. So we sat down together and decided to revitalize the two main important things that make up the Our Way philosophy, and that would be the culture of the facility and leading with humility and treating everyone that works in our plant with respect. And then the second thing that we wanted to focus on was strategy alignment to make sure that metrics are visible to everyone in the facility and that the metrics that we track are important and matter to everybody. So everyone's on the same side of the rock pushing towards the same goal from the ground up.
Yeah, so how does the employees specifically kind of get involved and trained into it?
In training?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a dedicated trainer in Lenior, and it's kind of unique versus many other manufacturing facilities. So training in Teijin Lenior actually reports to continuous improvement. So our Deb, our trainer, goes out of her way to make sure it's not just a job, but to make sure that person is going to understand the culture in Lenior, the culture of support that they will receive as a production operator from sector leaders, material handlers, maintenance, tooling, management, get a feel for the job and make them comfortable to be in a manufacturing environment. And then based off of that skill set of that particular person, integrate them into the production environment.
So what are you seeing as the results of this program? I mean, in terms of employee engagement, that's different.
Our people, we had in the past, we had systems in place, but as Ryan mentioned, they were stale. We felt like we were good, but we weren't getting ahead. So when we looked at doing things differently and introducing a culture that would drive performance. I think at that point is when our team from A to Z, everyone across, we call them tier 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s, all of our group, all become working towards the same goals. Before we didn't have that. So now our operators, for example, they have targets and they control their destinations. They understand what their goals are, and we provide the tools that they need to get the jobs done effectively, efficiently, and most importantly, safely.
So I guess like everybody else, there's a lot of competition around workforce. And so I think something like this should be helpful to you in your recruiting and retention.
It is. And our retention level right now averages 14 and a half, almost 15 years for our employees. 15. So I've been there for 33 years.
And I'm one of the newbies, and I've been there 4 years. So,
right. Wow.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, that brings us to another challenge, I think. Over time, there has to be some turnover.
Exactly.
And I'm sure you're starting to see some of that, people with that long tenure. I mean, does this program kind of help soften that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things that I'm looking at for the future is, we do have a lot of the workforce is in their later phase of their career. So we have to make sure that we have the proper pieces in place for, I don't want to say contingency, but support structure that when people do start to retire, we have people that are training with those area experts right now to where when the time comes and they get their watch and their party and go off into retirement, we have the capability to not skip any beats and make sure everything works like it's supposed to.
You guys giving watches?
I think that was a figure of speech.
That's a figure of speech, yeah.
I just thought I'd check on that.
Before I retire, I'll make sure that happens. So.
Yeah. So what does your future of your workforce program look like? I mean, I guess, are you guys doing any retooling around technology like other organizations are doing?
We are. We have introduced automation into our facility and training, because with that, you've got to have the trained individuals to upkeep that equipment as well, of course. And then some of our next phases, we have recently won the AME Award, which is the Association for Manufacturing Excellence. And our next goal beyond that is Shingo, winning the Shingo Prize.
Oh, wow.
So we're currently working on it now, and I think that will bring even more help to our team in the future.
We're speaking with Tracy Gray and Ryan Biddix of Teijin Automotive. Did I get that right? Teijin?
Teijin.
Yeah. So what's the origin of this company?
So the mothership is in Japan.
All right.
And we have locations all across the United States and a few in Mexico also.
Yeah. And I see you work across all manufacturers, not just Toyota.
That's right. That's correct. We have in Lenior, we have Ford, Chrysler. We also do heavy truck. We do DTNA, PACCAR. We do General Motors, Revving. So quite a few. We're very diversified at the Lenior location.
Yeah, it's funny you say Revving. I mean, that's the EVs. And so I guess it doesn't matter what kind of vehicle it is, you guys can make parts for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. It's not, what you make is not dealing with the drivetrain or anything.
Right.
Yeah, things still need to be shielded and protected. So.
Yeah. All right. So we appreciate your time today. I know you're here for our conference this week, and to get your award. So we're happy that you could stop by for a few minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's a
pleasure.
pleasure.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for joining today's Clocking In, Voices of NC Manufacturing. This podcast is brought to you by NC State's College of Engineering, the North Carolina Manufacturing Extension Partnership, and Industry Expansion Solutions. If you'd like to learn more about the solutions NCMEP offers, go to www.ncmep.org. Want to listen to previous Clocking In podcasts? Go to ncmep.org/clockingin.